181 then for RCB after winning the toss, wanting to bat first in what's a game they must win if they are to enter third place and in those playoff spots tonight in the IPL. On Visit Saudi presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Timeout. We look back at a very fine first half century in the tournament for Mahipal Lomror. We got a 50 at a slightly different clip from Virat Kohli early on. 181 is apparently what was said on this show pre-match. Given you're the only man, Tom Moody, you can verify it. You could claim that prediction as accurate for your own. Good evening.
Yeah, I was 11 short, so I'm going to be honest with you. But I think it's around about a par score. It's interesting. It did hold a little bit with spin, and it looked like the slower balls may have just sat in the wicket a bit. But as we've seen at some venues, and Delhi is one of those venues, you know, batting second, if there's a little bit of dew about, you know, that sort of advantage can be lost because the ball just skids on a little bit more. But, you know, we'll see that in the second innings. But I think RCB will be pleased, but they'll be over the moon that Lomror came to the party, because if he didn't bat the way he batted, and it was an exceptional innings, they would have been 20 short. Simple as that. Let's
talk about Lomror then, because on these wickets that hold or aren't as easy, it's not easy for someone to go straight away and keep going, and he seemed to go long enough to have a real impact. Was it just his day?
Yeah, I think he showed what people have talked about, certainly in some of the corridors that I've been in, that he has a good power game, and he showed that tonight, that he, with his 3 sixes and what was it, 6 fours, you know, he has got that muscle game, and that was on display tonight. So people, you know, any bowler that was slightly off, he had the ability, whether the pitch was a little bit slow or not, he had the strength to be able to muscle the ball out of the ground. So, you know, I think it's great from RCB's perspective, and certainly from his perspective, that he's come of age in the IPL, and this is an important innings for him, because he'll gain a lot of confidence from this. And if you can have a local player, an Indian player, that can nail down that difficult role as a finisher, you know, you've got a massive tick.
Is the Virat Kohli innings one that we are better in a position to judge after we know the result of the game? Because on the scorecard, looks like two guys have managed to go at 140, 180, and then you look at Kohli's innings and go, right, did he get the tempo right?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? We'll always have this debate, because it is the Virat Kohli template. It's the way he bats. His career strike rate is around about 130. You know, his ability to continue to churn out runs is quite extraordinary. But did they get as many as they could have if you know, if he sort of took his foot a little bit off the brake and went with Lomror and you know, try to target a boundary and over himself? We'll never know. But maybe he also felt that, you know, whilst the other end was flying along, his role was to feed that other end. But in my view, particularly with the impact sub now, the game's nearly moved on from that style of cricket where, you know, that's why we're seeing so many totals go to 200 plus, in that it's nearly, there's no such role. We all need to be going here and going at 150 plus without a doubt, because we've got the comfort of depth.
Yep. I mean, RCB might well win this, but it's fair to say they haven't outbatted Delhi from the game. They got 188 Delhi in a losing cause against the Sunrisers in the last game that was played here at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. So they'd be interested in a target of 182. Looking at how they use their bowlers, could David Warner have done anything more? Though Akshar Patel's a red-hot form bowler, seemed to have caused problems with the new ball and didn't come back for his fourth. Is that the kind of thing you look back and say, could have done that differently perhaps?
Yeah, I was looking down that bowling card, and that's one thing that really stood out to me. And the other one was Mitch Marsh. You know, he picked up 2 wickets in his 3 overs and just went for 21 as well. So both Akshar and Marsh bowled exceptionally well, but didn't complete their set. You know, maybe the left-hander being at the crease sort of, I suppose, worried David Warner with bringing Akshar Patel back. But again, you know, I have a sort of a mixed view, not a mixed view, but I have, I'm not convinced that this match-up situation is always absolutely the blueprint that you should follow. I think when you've got someone like Akshar Patel bowling as well as he was, and you had someone like Virat Kohli still in, even if he bowled just 3 of those balls to Kohli, it may have presented an opportunity to take his wicket because that extra bit of pressure on the right-hander.
Yeah, it did see Mukesh Kumar go for a few towards the end. Now, if you're Delhi at half-time, Tom, are you saying this is exactly the scenario we were anticipating? We're not replacing Nokia with Ngidi. We're going to get an Indian seamer. We might concede 10, 15, maybe 20 more, but we have the batting to chase it. So do Delhi have the batting to chase this score?
100%.
Yeah.
Their top 4 are all very dangerous players. That top 4 haven't all fired, but if they do, they'll chase this down comfortably. They're all aggressive players. We've seen Warner over recent times just pull back his approach and have a similar style to Kohli, to be fair, in the way that he goes about his business. So, you know, maybe he's going to carry that position in the running, in the chase of this particular 182. In that, okay, I'll anchor this, and I know that Salt's going to, you know, go because instinctively he goes. I know that Mitch Marsh is going to go from ball 1 because that's the way he plays, and Riley Rousseau's the same. So maybe David Warner's thinking, well, maybe that's my role in this chase. I'm going to make sure that, you know, I've got the security. Well, we know as a team that I've got the security of going at 120, 130. The rest of you go hard, but there's a lot of quality in that top.
Do you sense they come out in that order exactly? Warner and Salt first, and then Marsh and Rousseau, because that puts Manish Pandey in a slightly unfamiliar role. Yeah,
well, Manish Pandey's going to be in an unfamiliar role, and he has been throughout this IPL. He's only really batted in his most comfortable position once or twice, I think, at best. And to be honest with you, he hasn't earned the right to demand, or command, I should say, a position where he prefers, because, you know, he's been around the IPL a long, long time, and his numbers don't reflect that he should own a position in that top 6. So he'll fit in and around. You know, to be honest with you, Akshar Patel should probably be about ahead of him because he's batting far more explosively, and his consistent form, not only leading into this IPL, but when he's had a chance in the IPL, has been exceptional.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they don't lose it early, Delhi, if they don't lose those cluster of wickets they have been this whole tournament, the 2 leg spinners there's Akshar Patel, there's Riley Rousseau, they're boosted by Mitchell Marsh's return. This might be a good one. Are you back in Delhi to chase this? Because that would be an upset.
Yeah, I'm seeing them getting home here.
Wow.
Yeah, I am.
And your track record, I must remind everyone, has been excellent of late.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a rare compliment.
Yes. In particular with the Delhi games, where Tom Moody said it first. They're going to beat Gujarat in Ahmedabad. And it happened. Perhaps not in the style in which he envisioned, but it's about the destination.
Well, I've got 1 out of 1 today already. So I saw Chennai home today, so I'm backing myself for 2 out of 2.
Excellent. Let's see if Tom Moody has a good day at the end of it. Join us for post-match thoughts. If Delhi do cause an upset here, that should make for a fascinating conversation with regards to the race for the playoffs. RCB would feel it's a missed opportunity, but they have a score on the board. So let's see if they enter the top 3 by the end of the night. Join us for Visit Saudi presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Timeout, and follow this game on the mobile app. Get to the App Store, Play Store. Download it right away if you haven't already. It's a bit of a light show going on at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. We can't show you that, but we can describe it for you in beautiful ways. We'll see you at the end of the game.